John Carter looks like an amazing movie, doesn't it? That's how the trailer makes it look, but it flopped. It's one of the, if not the biggest financial failures in cinema history. They lost $170 million in production. That's 190 full-grown elephants filled with money, if you didn't know. John Carter could have been so much more successful if it had been marketed better. Following the 5 pillars, John Carter could have been a box office hit. The first pillar is develop a market strategy. John Carter's producers had a decent idea of what they wanted to do. Avatar is a similar sci-fi movie, and they wanted to attract the same audience. The strategy was to attract the same kind of viewers and do as well as Avatar did. They also wanted to gain attention by touting the movie as the best movie ever created. While the idea of attracting the same audience as Avatar is solid, calling it the best movie ever was a little overdone, and they went at this pillar all wrong. The head of the marketing for the movie even refused marketing firm help and ignored all constructive criticism and went with his own ideas. This turned out to be a poor choice in the long run. As for pillar number 2, from the beginning of production on the movie, the producers were trying to display market strategies that would make the film more appealing to certain types of audiences. They wanted it to be the next big movie. Many different trailers were released because the first one was received poorly. This was foreshadowing as to how the movie would do after release. On to pillar 3. John Carter and the third pillar of marketing clash quite a bit. Because of this, they did very poorly. The idea is to segment, target, and position the market. They didn't do this well enough. John Carter is a movie that, in theory, should appeal to all audiences. It's a Disney movie, so it should be good for both children and adults. Pirates of the Caribbean is a great example of this. Perfect for kids and adults. Somehow, though, the marketing team missed their mark with John Carter and failed to show the audiences that it was worth seeing. The fourth pillar is develop a market strategy. The movie is based on a book known as John Carter of Mars and was envisioned as a movie trilogy under that name. However, Disney marketers dropped the of Mars part because their marketers thought that female movie fans are more likely to be turned off by such overly sci-fi elements. So Disney takes a name that's known and retitles the movie John Carter. This title gives no clue as to what the movie is about, whereas the subtitle of Princess of Mars gives you a good idea of the plot. The irony is that Disney of all people should understand the value of the word princess. Instead of marketing it as a love story, they take the whole concept out, alienating the female audience so much more than if they were to know that the love story is there under all of the action. As for the fifth pillar, ads for John Carter failed to mention that the movie was co-written and directed by the man who brought you WALL-E, one of the most popular Pixar films ever made. This would have been seen by audiences as a bonus and would have really helped with the marketing of the film. If the marketers for John Carter had looked at the 5 pillars, they could have had a much more successful box office revenue. The head marketer didn't take advice, and they clearly didn't examine the 5 pillars successfully. Because of this, they lost a ton of money, and John Carter got awful reviews. It was a misstep by Disney and by everyone involved.